Hello everyone, this is Max, and I will be talking about the Crested Gecko today. Okay, so Crested Geckos are semi-arboreal, which means they like to climb, and most of the time you find them on the sides of the cage or in their artificial plants. And in the wild, you often find them on trees and shrubs. And a common fact in the wild, half of them don't have tails. And unlike the leopard gecko, these guys do not regrow their tail. So it's important that you don't grab their tail or force or do a hard handling. And these guys do like to hop, and they jump just like that. And they have a prehensile tail just like a monkey does, so they like to hop around and hang from their tail. So their common name is Rhacodactylus ciliatus, and they were actually thought to be extinct just not too long ago. So in the 90s they thought they were extinct, but they were actually found on the island of New Caledonia, which is just off of Australia, and they are now as popular as the leopard gecko. But they're a little more pricey than the leopard gecko too. I've seen them for $40, and some even go into, once again, the couple grand area. This guy, I bought him for $115. It's pretty crazy. Sorry about the bad camera. It's bad lighting in here. But the Crested Gecko are native to New Caledonia, like I said, and there are 6 subspecies, all with the Rhacodactylus genus, but this one's the most common and the cheaper of the 6, and they are easy to breed, but males are more common than females, and females are much more expensive and really rare. I mean, you can go to a pet store and most of the time they'll have males, and reptile breeders, if they're going to sell a female, oftentimes it's for big money and they sell out like that. So this guy's a male. Once again, like the leopard gecko, look for those little bulgy things. Those are his testicles. Okay, and for temperatures, you want the room temperature is fine. They don't really need a basking light bulb. And once again, I do not recommend these little stick-on things. I'm going to get a new temperature and humidity gauge, but it's going to be digital, because this one, that's a temperature gauge, it's been reading below 70, which is not good for them for any length of time. But you want them in the 70s, 74 to like 78. Do not have it over 80 degrees, because that makes them stressed and they can die. Because in New Caledonia, it's a temperate region, so they don't usually see 80 degrees like a tropical species would. And also for humidity, you want about 60%. Okay, and they do something called firing up, which is they change color towards night, and it's pretty cool when they do that. And they have a couple nicknames. A lot of people call them like crested, and they are called eyelash geckos because they have these cool little crests on them. Maybe I can get a close-up here. Okay, so like around the eyes, They have those little crests, which are really cool. His name is Lealo. It's kind of a weird name, I know, but I thought it'd be cool. Yep, see, he just jumped, and they actually do that. And you want some hanging branches in here. You want artificial stuff. And I have like an aquarium thing, that little ship there, but it makes a good hide. So, plus it was free. My neighbor gave me an aquarium, not this aquarium, but the aquarium under Ben's, for free, and it came with a bunch of fish stuff, so I made use out of it. And just some logs for more space covered, and he actually does hide under it. And I use that as a worm dish, but generally speaking, you don't want to feed them mealworms because of their tough exoskeleton and they're hard to digest. And if you'll ask a Crested Gecko breeder or someone like that, they usually don't recommend mealworms, but waxworms, those things are fine. And I feed mine waxworms every now and then. And with the food, it doesn't look like that. That's just old food that I need to get rid of. It's called Crested Gecko Diet, and it's a brand made by someone named, that's the last name, it's Rapeshi. And this is a 2-part diet. Okay, so there's part 1 and 2. Sorry about that. So this right here, that's the base. It's got all sorts of ingredients in it, and then this is just the flavor. And this one eats nectar flavor. Well, they all eat nectar flavor, but they eat fruit, and this one eats apricot. And that's just how I got it from the breeder. And also, I would suggest spraying it down once or twice a day just to get that humidity up there. And just like a green anole, which I have over there in that little tallish cage, they just drink the water that you squirt on them. And they oftentimes lick it off of like branches and stuff like that. And they lap it up, which is like they take their tongue, just like lick off the drips. Okay, so let's see what else. Okay, that thing. Oh, caging. So hatchlings are about the same as a little baby leopard gecko. It's like 3 inches usually, but you don't want to house a hatchling in this big of a cage. This is a 20 tall, and remember, since they are arboreal, you want a taller cage rather than a longer one. So height is better. But with the little crested geckos, the babies, you want to put them in little critter keepers. Because if they're in a big cage, they oftentimes don't do well, and they get stressed and scared, and they die. So you don't want that. But these guys get about the same size as a leopard gecko, around 8 to 9 inches. But this guy, he's just a sub-adult, so he's got a little growing to do. And make sure you variate the diet, so waxworms, Crested Gecko diet, and crickets. And remember, crickets, you want to dust them with a fine calcium powder. And let's see. And you want some water in there. I have a nice little water bowl. Let's see if you can see it right there. And that was a free water bowl because I didn't feel like spending like 20 bucks on those name brand items. Tongue twister there. So that was just from one of those microwave meals. It's about 1 inch deep. You want just about that size, that same depth, and you want to change it regularly, so I need to do that pretty soon. Okay, so
The Crested Gecko is also very easy to care for. It's like the arboreal version of a leopard gecko. They're available almost anywhere, whether it be from a breeder, or pet store. You can get them anywhere. These guys are really fun, and I like them, and I think you should get one. So the Crested Gecko is the right gecko for you. Alright, comment, rate, subscribe. Hope this helps. Just let me know if I missed out on anything.